This is Jay with Vita course, and today I'm going to show you a total body strength workout that you can do anywhere. Just one tool, the pull-up band. Now when you're doing a total body workout, it's a good idea to start with the larger muscle groups first and then move on to the smaller one, as usually the larger muscle groups are going to be a little bit more taxing. So in this case, we're going to start with the front squat. Before you start, you want to lay out your bands like I have here. Now if you don't have a set of bands, I recommend you buying one that has multiple bands. So this way you can pick the right one for each particular exercise. In this case, with the front squat, I'm going to be using the purple band. Now when you have the band, you're going to place your feet roughly about hip width, shoulder width apart. You're going to slightly tilt your toes outward. Now, depending on the strength of the band that you're using, you may need to squat down like I'm doing to actually get the band onto my shoulders. Once it's on your shoulders, you can actually just leave it there. I always like to kind of put my thumb around it just to kind of secure it in place. Push your hips back, keep your chest upright. The next exercise we're going to do is going to be some step back lunges with a hammer curl. For this exercise, I'm going to be using the yellow band. I'm going to double loop it. I'm going to step onto this with my right foot. I'm going to grab onto the band using my right hand. First, I'm going to go into a lunge. I'm going to step back my left foot, go into a lunge. Then I'm going to grab roughly where there's a little bit of tension in the yellow band already. I'm going to step back, lunge, hold that lunge, curl, and come back. Step back, curl, and come back. You can adjust your hand up and down the band to make the bicep curl more challenging. And make sure to kind of pause at the bottom to go into that curl. The next exercise we're going to go into is going to be lateral lunges with some front raises. In this case, I'm going to use the yellow band. I'm going to place the yellow band beneath my feet. Right. I'm going to spread my feet out wide. I want to make sure that within the lateral lunges, that when you're lateral lunging to the side, that your knees are not way past your foot. So make sure to have your toes tilted roughly about a 45-degree angle. Then I'm going to push my hips back, lunge to the side, and then raise my hand up at the same time. And then to the other side. Our next exercise is going to be some push-ups. Now in this case, I'm going to use my red band. To get into that position, what you want to do is take your band, you're going to twist it so it's an X, and then you're going to loop that around your back. You want to make sure that the band is right along your deltoids, and then go from there. Keep your hands flat, keep your core and your glutes nice and tight. The next exercise we're going to do is a band chest fly. With this exercise, you'll need a doorstop and a set of handles. Now if your set didn't come with these items, not to worry, I'll show you how you can do the band chest fly without these items. So once you have it set up, you want to make sure you go into a stagger stance with your back foot pressed up against the door to kind of help you stay in place. And make sure to engage your abs and your core as you're doing this exercise. You're going to spread your hand out to the side. Make sure to keep your elbows soft while you engage your shoulders, biceps, and triceps. And then squeeze your chest as you bring the handles together. Now, if bringing the handles out to the side hurts your shoulders, then you can also bring the band out to where your wrist is in front of your elbow, and then press and loop towards the middle. Now, if you don't have a pair of handles or a door stop to do the band chest flies, this is what you can do. Take your door, right, find your doorknob, and then you're gonna first double loop your band. You're gonna wrap it over the doorknob so it's nice and secure like this. Once it's secure, you can grab onto the end, and from here, you can kneel down, you can press the back foot against the door to help you stay in place, and then go into a chest fly. The next exercise we're gonna do is a band tricep extension. So you're gonna have your band anchored to the wall with your handles. Like I said, if you don't have a anchor or these handles, no problems. I'll show you alternative way of doing this as well. As you're doing this exercise, you want to make sure that you keep your core nice and tight, keep your abs nice and engaged, make sure to keep your knees nice and soft, so this way you can kind of lock down your body as you're pressing the handles downward. Make sure to also keep your elbows by your side, so your elbows not moving up and down as you're doing this exercise. Now, if you don't have a pair of handles or the doorstop to do the tricep extension, no problem. You just take your band. You want to make sure that it's nice and flat, and you're going to place it right above the door. If you want to make the tricep extensions more challenging, then you're going to place both straps on the top, grab onto the ends, the next exercise we're going to do is a seated band row. In this case, I'm going to use my black band. So you're going to take both sides, you're going to loop it right around your heels, and keep your knees nice and soft. You want to make sure that you keep your back nice and straight. Slight lean backward is okay. And make sure you bring your chest out, shoulders pulled back. Then you're going to pull back and squeeze your back. Squeeze your scapula together as you're pulling the band back. Now you can do overhand grip, you can do a neutral grip, you can also do a underhand grip. This is going to work in different areas of your back. So I recommend you doing all three types. The next exercise you're going to be doing is a lateral band pull. And you're going to start with your hands roughly about shoulder width apart. Then you're going to pull out to the side. Make sure to lightly bend your elbows. And you really want to focus on engaging your upper back and rear deltoid. Slowly pull out to the side and let it slowly come back. Take your time with this exercise. The next exercise you're going to do is a band bicep curl. In this case, you're going to need your handles. And if you don't have a pair, not a problem. You can just grab onto the band itself. All right, you want to place both your feet on top of the band. All right, the wider you spread your feet apart, the harder it's going to be. You can also make it easier by only placing one foot on top of the band. And from here, you're going to come on up. You want to make sure you engage your abs nice and tight. Keep your knees soft. And then curl. Make sure to focus on bringing the handles down nice and slow, or bringing the band down nice and slow. For our last exercise, you're just going to need your band and one handle. And like I said before, if you don't have a handle, not a problem. You can just grab onto the band itself. In this case, you're going to be using your door or any kind of anchor that you can anchor the other end of your band to. In this case, I'm just going to use the door. So I'm going to loop my band around the door handle, and I'm going to be doing a chest push. Right? So what you want to do is you want to create some resistance with the band. The band's going to try to pull you to the side. It's going to try to twist your body. Your goal is to engage your abs and hold yourself still. From here is, if the handle is in my left hand, I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to cup it over my left. I'm I'm gonna squeeze my elbows in, keep my knees soft, engage my abs and my core, and I'm gonna slowly push forward, keeping the handle down my center line. And there you have it. Now that's a total body strength workout with just pull-up bands. Now you can also check out our other video where we go over why we think the pull-up band is the best exercise equipment you can own for your home when you're away, when you're traveling, and so forth, as you can take that anywhere you go. Well, that's it for today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we'll see you next time.